You both plan on staying married till death do you part. But what if your marriage ends before then? Since marriage and divorce have a huge impact on love and money, it might be worth considering a prenuptial agreement, or prenup for short. Prenups are one of the most controversial and emotional topics in personal finance. In this video, let's explore the pros and cons of a prenuptial agreement. Hey everyone, this is Andy Hill from Marriage, Kids, and Money, a channel dedicated to helping you strengthen your family tree and live financially free. If you like what you hear today, please consider giving me the YouTube triple thanks. That's hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and then commenting down below. Thanks. Before we can answer the question, what is a prenup, we need a crash course in marriage. Though it may come as a surprise to some of us, marriages originally served as a business arrangement of sorts. The notion of romantic love as the driving force behind tying the knot is kind of a modern invention. While many Americans tend to think of arranged marriages as happening in other cultures and other time periods, the truth is that we're not many generations removed from that being the norm virtually everywhere. Because marriage has changed so drastically over the last few generations, so has divorce. While the CDC notes that divorce rates have dropped a bit in recent years, most of us are familiar with the ballpark estimate that about half of all US marriages end in divorce. The stats are even worse for second and third marriages. It's estimated that 60% of second marriages end in divorce and 70% for third marriages. Though many people focus on the romantic side of marriage, there is no denying the financial implications of divorce. That's where prenups come in. A prenuptial agreement is a written contract between two partners that details plans for their finances and assets in the event of a divorce. Since it is a prenuptial agreement, it is written before the marriage takes place. Raiford, an attorney at STG Divorce Law and author of I Just Want This Done, says that a prenup is actually more than that.
It is a way to control the landing in a divorce. It's not only about deciding that your property is yours, mine is mine, and determining what is marital or community property and having rules to govern that. There are also a lot of other factors and variables you can nail down and confirm in a prenup that benefit both people, that will make a divorce process much more efficient.
It's very easy to get swept up in the love and excitement of a proposal and wedding planning. As a result, the nuts and bolts of a relationship often go overlooked until a couple ties the knot. However, because a prenup requires you and your partner to discuss your current financial standing and review your assets together, you can start laying the foundation for your journey together. In addition to discussing debt, you can also talk about dreams and goals for your future. Some couples find that prenup conversations also spark candid conversations about everything from dreams of entrepreneurship to family planning. A prenup is so much more than a balance sheet. It's an opportunity to really understand where you and your partner currently stand and where you hope to go together. Let's go over some of the pros of a prenuptial agreement in more detail. Prenups mean you're prepared. Divorce lawyer Raiford says that prenuptial agreements are met with the same reservation as estate planning. Here's Raiford again.
Lawyers have a hard time talking about estate plans with people because nobody likes to think about dying. Part of the sales challenge with estate plans, especially with younger people, is nobody wants to talk about what happens when they die. And as a result, a lot of folks are left without an estate plan upon their death. Similarly, a prenup is the same kind of thing.
Both of these situations often makes an emotionally and financially difficult situation that much worse for both partners. Getting a prenup can be an important part of your financial plans. Pro number 2, it's easier than ever. As more and more people talk about the benefits of prenups, it's getting much easier to get one. Though the myth that prenups are only for wealthy people still persists somewhat, more and more average Americans are exploring prenups. Companies like Just Law make it really easy to explore the prenup process. As of the time of this recording, you can get a fair and legally binding prenup for $599. I'll put their link in the description of this video. Pro number 3, it's as cheap as it'll ever be. Legal fees are increasing. That means that the cost of securing a prenup could go up in cost as well. Not only that, but the best time to sort out your finances is at the start of your marriage. As you grow your wealth and your financial situation becomes more complex, the cost of getting both financial and legal support will likely increase as well. That's true whether you stay married or you do eventually separate. So if a prenup seems unnecessary because you and your partner don't have much by way of assets or net worth now, know that seeking a prenup can actually save you a fortune later on. Pro number 4, prenups are another way to show you care. No one goes into marriage thinking that theirs will end, right? But having a prenup prepares you and your partner for that possibility. We've all heard horror stories of divorces ending really badly. While there's no way to know how you will respond emotionally in the event of your divorce, a prenup ensures that you and your partner will experience at least some certainty as to how your separation will go financially. That means a prenup is really a gift of future peace of mind for yourself and your spouse. Prenups aren't for everyone, for sure. Con number 1, it can put your partner on the defense. That's likely because our society perpetuates a lot of myths about prenups. They don't jinx a marriage, and they definitely aren't reserved for only the rich and famous. But if that's your partner's only frame of reference for a prenup, that initial conversation could be difficult. As with all tough or taboo money topics, approaching a prenup from the angle of planning your future together can help. Con number 2, prenups might push you into counseling. Discussing the logic of a prenup can be pretty revealing. If it seems like you and your partner can't get on the same page, that doesn't mean the relationship won't work. It might, however, mean that it's time to bring in a pro to help you out. We are actually big fans of marriage counseling here at Marriage, Kids, and Money. In addition to having positive firsthand experience myself, we have friends and acquaintances who actually credit their successful marriages to counseling. Still, it can be tough to realize you're already at an impasse before even tying the knot. Con number 3, there is a cost in terms of your time and money. For a couple with a straightforward financial situation, expect to pay an average of about $2,500 for a prenup if you work with a lawyer. Of course, if your situation is more unique, that may cost you more. However, when you compare these expenses with that of a divorce, it's no wonder that more and more people are happy to pay for a prenup. So you might be asking, is getting a prenup a good idea for me? Well, like my wife and I assumed, many people believe that prenups are only for people who have considerable net worth. That's actually not true. A prenup can be a good idea for any couple. There are specific circumstances, though, where a prenup is definitely worth considering. Getting a prenup is a good idea if you and your partner plan to stay home and raise the kids, run a business either together or separately, have a significant net worth or a significant amount of debt, or you may inherit a large amount of money, or you already have children from another relationship, or if you've been married previously. In all of these situations, couples can outline exactly how they envision the marriage aligning with their special circumstances and what the results should be if that marriage ends. In these cases, a prenup is definitely worth considering. Let's talk about how to get a prenup if you're interested. Getting a prenup is simple and straightforward thanks to companies like Just Law. The prenup process does take time and legal costs in general are increasing. These are the basic steps you would follow if you want to get a prenup. Have an honest conversation about prenups with your partner. Decide who will draft the prenup. You might work with a family attorney or an online platform like Just Law. Then total up your assets and your debt and have your partner do the same. Then start discussing how you imagine dividing assets, including property, in the event of a divorce. And then decide how your finances will be handled, including debt and taxes. Then outline other considerations like spousal support. And then finally, work with a legal expert to get your questions answered and make sure the prenup is fair. Throughout the process, continue to ask for support whether you're working with a person or an online platform. Expert advice can make the process feel less personal and keep things running smoothly. Despite the myths and misconceptions, prenups can actually be a gift to your partner. If you're ready to see if a prenup is right for you, check out your options with Just Law or consult with a local attorney. And no matter where you land with a prenup, make sure you start having purposeful conversations about your money and your future with your partner. Enough from our side, everyone. We want to hear from you. What do you think about prenups or the pros and cons of a prenuptial agreement? Is this something that you've considered with your partner for your relationship? Please let us know in the comments below. Also, be sure to check out the links to all the resources mentioned in our video description today. This is Andy Hill from Marriage, Kids, and Money, signing off. Carpe diem.